Well, hello, friends. Tony Howard with Astrology University, and I'd like to invite you to a new webinar called Mars Aspects Working with Extremes with Kelly Surtees. And Kelly is with me today. Kelly joins us from kellysastrology.com. Thanks so much for joining us today, Kelly.
My pleasure, Tony. Thanks for having me.
So great to see you. So, Mars, what made you think about doing a webinar about Mars?
Oh, great question. Well, Mars is this really intense planet that I think is a little misunderstood when we're doing natal chart work. So I wanted to put together a webinar training that just gives some really core points about how to work with Mars aspects in the birth chart. So particularly those really hot, feisty aspects, a conjunction with Mars, a square with Mars, an opposition with Mars, because I think there's a lot of energy and activation that Mars aspects can bring, but there's a little bit of disruption sometimes too. So I wanted to provide a deeper look at aspects with Mars in the natal chart.
Awesome. So will you be focusing mostly on planets? Will you also be looking at angles and other points, or what will your focus be there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it will be focusing mostly on aspects between Mars and another planet and looking at how the influence of Mars might change the way that planet operates. But we're also going to talk about how the aspects to Mars might bring in different topics or different areas of your life and kind of help you understand the true meaning or the true expression, like how to work with a Mars aspect constructively so it's not catching you by surprise. I think we often are afraid of Mars in the sense that we're often sometimes afraid of our power or our potential. We're even afraid to take action sometimes. And what Mars in the chart can really point us to is the areas of life where it's to your best advantage to take action, to your best advantage to initiate something, to shake something up. And so we might along the way, without intending to, but just as by nature of working with Mars, we might come to understand that sometimes we are our best advocate and not stepping into that power means we're not getting the fullness of our potential out into our life.
Right. Awesome. Well, that sounds very useful. I'd like to listen to that one myself. Well, thanks so much for telling folks a little bit about the webinar. And if you are interested in joining Kelly for this webinar, head over to either astrologyuniversity.com or kellysastrology.com and check out the calendar of events where you'll be able to register for the webinar. If you happen to be watching this interview after Kelly's already recorded the webinar, it'll be available for download on both sites. So just type into the search bar Mars Aspects, should come right up. And if you have any trouble finding it, email the support team at either site and we'll help you find it. Well, thanks again for joining me today, Kelly. I can't wait to see the webinar.
My pleasure, Tony. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.